The lack of addresses in Ghana can make shipping things here a little tricky. If you're planning on sending things here for your business or for personal use, stay tuned for how to safely receive your shipment with little to no hassle. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about shipping to Ghana. I know it can seem very overwhelming and stressful, especially if you're new to this, but we're going to be diving into the process and tips and tricks to make your life just a little bit easier. So you have your box or your barrel and you use a shipping company that does door to door. They're going to come get your box or your barrel from your house or business or whatever in the US or UK or wherever you are, and they're going to ship it directly to Ghana and bring it to you. So that's why it's called door to door. They're literally coming to get your stuff at your doorstep to take it to your doorstep in Ghana. And if you're using a good shipping company, it should be a very smooth process. You don't have to deal with any middleman. You don't have to deal with any hidden fees. You don't have to deal with customs, which is something you really want to avoid, okay? You don't want your package, box, barrel, anything to end up in customs for whatever reason. Okay, so quick story time. Last year, I moved to Ghana and I wanted to get some wigs for my luxury wig collection. And I was like, okay, this will be a great way to experience what it's like to ship from China to Ghana. So let me start with something small and then I can work on a larger scale once I have more experience. So I ordered some wigs. I think it was like 16 or so wigs. And now I'm doing my research like, okay, how do you get things from China to Ghana? Because that process is a little different than shipping things from the US, right? It turns out you need a shipping agent. So the shipping agent is also in China. So whatever items you're ordering from China, you're going to ship it to the shipping agent and they're going to ship it to you in Ghana. So they call it shipping agent or forwarder. So me having done my research and thinking, I'm kind of prepared for this. I made it very clear to the shipping agent that I do not want them to use anything besides DHL. Because from what I read and saw and heard, it seems like DHL works better than UPS or FedEx or anything like that. So I'm like, please, please, please make sure you're using DHL. That is what's going to work best for me here in Ghana. So they're like, yes, yes, yes. I confirmed on 3 different occasions that they're using DHL. They said yes. I'm like, okay, cool. I get my tracking number and I noticed that it's a UPS tracking number. So I hit them up again, like, hey, I noticed it's a UPS tracking number. Are they gonna connect to DHL and, bring my things to Ghana through DHL? They're like, yes, yes, yes. I'm like, okay, great. So I'm good. So the wigs arrived to Ghana. I get a call from customs that my package is ready. And Rush and I were immediately stressed because I'm like, oh man, they're about to put us through hell before I can get my package. We got to customs. Soon as we get out the car, here comes these random people calling themselves agents and trying to help us in every which way possible. Immediately, they're like, yes, let me get your Ghana card. I'm going to take you to this building and make a photocopy. I'm like, I'm good. Like, I just got here. I don't even know the process. Let me get to where I'm supposed to get to. Let them tell me what I'm supposed to do. I'm not going to just give you my Ghana card. I don't know you. So they followed us all the way to the building. So at first, everything was going pretty smoothly, right? I gave them my Ghana card and they told me it was 70 cities to pick up my package. So I'm like, okay, that's not bad at all. Here you go, sir. So they went and got my package, but they didn't hand it to me. They took it to the custom officers. So they're like, yeah, you have to go speak to the officers. And I'm like, oh, so this is where the nightmare begins. I thought you were just going to give me my package and I would just be on my merry way. I thought I was good to go. So then here comes these random agents again, like, yeah, let's go outside and talk. We can figure something out. We can help you out. And I'm like, like I said, a little on the fence about you guys. And this is not me trying to be stubborn or anything. I don't want anyone trying to get over on me. I'm not trying to pay any fees that I shouldn't have to pay. So I'm just like, hey, let me just talk to the officers. So now they're going through my box and they're asking me all kinds of questions like, how much did I pay for this? And how much did I pay for that? And is this human hair or is this synthetic? I'm like, What does that have to do with anything? Why do you have to know if it's human hair or synthetic so you can know how much to charge me? So I'm just hella confused, and I'm standing there and it's a whole bunch of people surrounding my little box full of wigs. So I forgot what exactly I asked. I think I asked them what they're looking for or something, just genuinely curious, not trying to be disrespectful or anything. And here goes one of the officers. She's like,
"Oh, Clara, are you a Ghanaian and you don't know customs?"
I'm like, no, I'm genuinely asking because I'm very confused. I've never been through this process before and I'm not sure what's going on. There's a whole lot of people surrounding me right now. She's like,
"Oh, a whole lot of people. He's the agent and she's the agent and he's the agent and she's the agent."
I'm like, oh, so they're all agents. Okay. So now she got an attitude. She's still going through my box and counting everything and trying to get the price for everything, trying to get an invoice to see how much I paid for everything. And from what I know, when you pay for the shipping agent in China, you've already paid for whatever fees that you need to pay for. That's how it got to Ghana. So like I said, very confused. Very confused. So now she's asking me the price of gifts that they gave me. Whenever I order hair from my vendor, I always get free wig caps, free wig bands, free edge brushes, cute little clips and things like that. And they want to know how much it is. I'm like, I don't know. These are gifts. I don't know. So anyway, because I refused to talk to the agents about negotiating a price or whatever they were going to do for me, we had to go through one of the officers there for him to give us a price for what I need to pay in order to actually get my package. So this man is taking hours. Intentionally. I think we got there at like 11. This whole process took forever because there was a lot of back and forth. There were other people arguing. It was just a lot. It was a very crazy day. So this man is taking forever to calculate however much it is that I need to pay. He's taking hours. By the time he finished, it was past 5 o'clock. He's like, oh, the banks are closed by now, but you can send it to me, Momo, and I'll take care of it for you. I'm like, immediately no. Immediately no. I must have stupid written on my forehead. Like, that day was crazy. Rush almost got into a fight with one of the fake agents and everything because he was like touching him. It was so unprofessional. How you got random people here with no uniform, no real title, touching people and provoking them. And y'all just sitting there doing nothing. So we went back on Monday to pay the bank and they had charged me what they thought I paid for the package. And I say that because I didn't give them the real invoice. Had I gave them the real invoice, they would have charged me much higher. So I say that to say, avoid customs at all costs. Okay? Door to door might take a little minute, but it's worth it when you think about how much stress you're saving yourself. So anyway, when you're shipping things to Ghana, you can use a box or a barrel. It's really up to you to decide what works best for you. I personally like the box better because I feel like I can fit more things easily into a box. Also, when I'm ordering things that I'm planning on shipping, they most likely come in boxes. So it's just easier to pack it. So with the barrel, you can still pack your things in there, but you might have to take it out or get creative. Also, the box is cheaper than a barrel. I get their grand wardrobe box from U-Haul and that's $20. I usually pay about $50 for a barrel. Now to ship it in 2022, when I moved here, it was $200. Last year when I shipped things, it was $220. So to me, it just makes sense because the box is a little cheaper, it's more spacious, easier to pack things in there, and it costs the same amount to ship it. It's not like you're paying more for it. Well, with the shipping company that I use, it's very important to ask your shipper the shipping date because usually it does take 5 weeks from the US to get to Ghana. It might be a shorter time frame from the UK since it is a little closer. You don't want them to come get your things and you're thinking oh, okay, my things are gonna reach Ghana 5 weeks from now. They might be shipping it 2 to 3 weeks after because they're waiting for more boxes and barrels so they can ship it all together. Make sure you get your shipping date so that you can have an accurate estimate of when it'll actually reach Ghana. So what do you want to ship to Ghana? Obviously things that you know you're gonna need, but it's important to realize that you don't need to ship everything. There there are some things that you can find here. If you're using something from a brand that's worldwide and sold everywhere, it's most likely in Ghana and you don't have to ship it in bulk here. You can just buy it here. You'll probably save a little coin doing so. There are a lot of beauty supply stores in Ghana that have American brands, UK brands, luxury brands, drugstore brands, and all these stores I found on Instagram. Instagram is a great research tool to use when you're looking for what you can find here. I've seen a lot of things that I thought I would never find here in stock, heavy, ready for delivery. You don't even have to go to the store. They'll deliver it to you. So it's very convenient. However, they also most likely carry the popular products from that brand. You get what I mean? For example, we all know Aveeno, right? You can find Aveeno everywhere. However, they have this night cream that actually works wonders. And this is a drugstore brand. Because it's not a popular product, you can't find it everywhere. Even in the US, you can't find it everywhere. You would most likely have to order it off of Amazon. So think of it that way. If you know it's something you're probably going to have some trouble finding, just ship it. Another thing you want to think about is, okay, they have it here in Ghana. I'll just get it here in Ghana. However, has the price now doubled or tripled? Usually that's not the case for beauty and hygiene products, but in the rare case, it could be a little bit more expensive. So anyway, let's talk about what you should ship to Ghana. So when it comes to electronics, some things can be super expensive. For example, I bought this JBL speaker off of Amazon. I got it on sale for Prime Day for $100. Original price, $179. I seen it here at Accra Mall for $300. I think it's the JBL 4. It's not the small size. It's like the one right after it. So if you're thinking about buying an electronic device here and it's something that you can get wherever you at, just get it wherever you at. Okay, tips for packing. You want to make sure everything is super secure, whether you're using a box or a barrel. If you have anything that has a cap, make sure you tape up the cap. It can easily unscrew and spill all over your things. If you have anything that's fragile and likely to break, make sure that you're double wrapping it in bubble wrap and taping that up. Make sure everything has cushion. If you're using the box, make sure you get really strong tape. They have the brown tape and the duct tape. Both work really well. If you're shipping a box, despite all the tape you might use for extra security, the shipping company should also make sure to wrap it in like a plastic wrap, because the box is not waterproof and you don't want your stuff getting wet. If you're using a barrel, make sure that you have a lock that's skinny enough to go through the hole of the barrel. If you decide to use the barrel, you can find them at African markets or warehouses. Also, another tip is to make sure you have a list of all the items in your box or barrel so that you know exactly what you're shipping for security purposes. And also, if you're shipping a box or a barrel, you're probably shipping a lot of things and you might tend to forget. You might have things that are going to a different part of Ghana. Somebody's coming to get something from you. Make sure you have a list to keep everything nice and organized. I hope you found this video helpful. Please forgive me if I left anything out. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments down below. Also, if you have any tips, feel free to comment down below. Let's help each other out. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.